Welcome to Wealthy Mind, where we talk about all things finances, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the surprising. Hello, and welcome to Wealthy Mind. I am your host, Misty Rose Gold, International Success Coach. And here at Wealthy Mind, we love to help you create and maintain a wealthy mind. And today I have a special guest with me. His name is Barry Dyke, and he's kind of famous in his field, so it's pretty cool. I'm ready to have this conversation. How are you today, Barry?
Great to see you, Misty. Great to see you. God is good. It's a great day. Thank you. Good to see you.
Every day is a good day.
You betcha, boy. This side of the grass, everyone's a good day. Yeah, you got that right. You get that right.
Well, that goes back to our name, Wealthy Mind. Like, are you thinking like a person that feels like they're wealthy? If you are, then every day is a good day.
Yeah. It's just you got it. We all it all goes back to gratitude,
Mm,
and that's really kind of the most important things in my life, anyhow. Life is tough for everybody, but I think every day I try to get up and say, 7 or 8 things which I'm grateful for, and
mhm.
in my morning meditation. And gee whiz, if born in America and you kind of win the lottery in world in the grand scheme of things. So we have a lot to be grateful for. Yeah, we
We
really do.
do. We do. And I second that. I start my morning with gratitude before I even open my eyes. It's the first thing that comes out of my mouth. Like, yep. Before I get up, before open eyes, yep. Gratitude is how I start my day. It's how I set my day. It's a very powerful tool.
Yeah, it is, because if you have that mindset, it's amazing what you can do.
Hmm.
And that's you know, we talk about books and stuff like that. And I'm a Christian. I believe in the power of prayer and all that stuff. But with gratitude and the wealthy mindset, and passion, it's amazing what a man or a woman, if you will, you can conceive and achieve. I'm just
Hmm.
blown away to this day. And
Hmm.
like I've sold my books in 23 countries now, all through word of mouth, sold 45,000 copies. And you have to remember, I was probably turned down, I don't know, by 15, 20 publishers before I wrote the first one. But if you have a positive mindset, and you can really achieve anything. And
Hmm.
but so that's, I think having a healthy mind is a wealthy mind. And so it's not just money, because health is much more important. And where I live, I mean, before I'm got on the line here with you today, I live on the seacoast of New Hampshire. People wouldn't probably know it here, but it's a beautiful, beautiful area. And
Hmm.
so I walked along the ocean before I came here, and I said, man, you know, this is pretty nice. And you're in Colorado, so I love Colorado
Uh-huh.
too. But so if you can have gratitude and joy, you got a lot of good things going for you.
Definitely. So you are an author, and that's what makes you kind of famous, is because your first book, Pirates of Manhattan, it's still selling all across the world, right?
Yeah, through word of mouth. I mean, I'm not even up in Amazon. Actually, I had it up in Amazon. Then I get pissed off because I figured out how much Amazon takes off the top, because there's not a lot of money in books. But so yeah, it's still, and I explained what it was, is that it's kind of a little story. How I got to where I give you a little, like a 5-second sketch of how I got there. But I wrote the book after I going through a tough time, went through a divorce, and and a lot of trauma and things like that. And we all go through we all go through trauma in our life, but
We do.
um, and um, but we always have to reinvent ourselves.
Mm.
And
There's always opportunities. So let's rephrase that. There's always opportunity to reinvent
opportunity
ourselves.
opportunity to reinvent. Yeah, I
Yeah.
call it reinventing myself. So I've done it a bunch of times, because
Mhm.
I've been a bit of an entrepreneur person, and so I one of the things which I think any society is important where people save their money, but I kind of understood Wall Street. Well, I call it the Pirates of Manhattan. I still call it the Pirates of Manhattan, and actually kind of that's if you talk to people, my name is pretty well known in that regard. But um, my point is that all these authors turned me down, and then I ran into a friend. He said, "Well, we can do this," and make a long story, we did it. And
Mhm.
I wrote the book, and I built the fan base, and with advisors around the country, and I just believed it. You know, I
Mhm.
just believed it, and I got a
Mhm.
lot of no's, like we all do. We get a lot of no's, a lot of rejections, but I just kept going and kept going, and then it took off. So it's but for your audience, part of the wealthy mind is having the right attitude and never giving up.
Mm.
I think that's I think of one of the things. The only way you can really lose if you quit, and if you quit, you
Yeah.
can guarantee to lose. But if you don't give up, you can always win. And
Heck yeah.
and I think God's got an assignment for everybody on this world, and whatever person is meant to do. So my assignment is to tell people the truth about money and finance and how things really work. And so I'm passionate about it. And here we are today, so it's a blessing. I get to meet people, nice people like you. So,
Hey,
you
thank
know,
you. I appreciate that. And, I'm a person that has created so much from the power of gratitude and the power of belief. I won't stop until the thing that is in my soul or my heart needs to come out of me. I'm not stopping until like it comes out. And then I'm on to the next thing. Like once I get that created, I'm on to the next thing. So
yeah, yeah,
it's a lot of people in our society underestimate the power of belief and the power of gratitude, but they're two of the most powerful resources that we have within us. And I remember shifting my thought process to gratitude in my early 20s, and that was a game changer. And it helped me create my coaching empire from nothing. I mean, like at that point in time, it was like, okay, I'm coaching people. I'm learning how to get better at it. I know that my business is going to touch the world at some point somehow. I don't know how, but it's going to. So the two combined is a huge part of what has gotten me to where I'm at today and what keeps me going and continuing to create and evolve and, find these other opportunities to produce things that help other people like this podcast, right? So it's just one of those things. Um, 20 years ago, did I know I was going to have a podcast? No.
what was podcast 20 years ago? What?
Right.
What? What? Yeah,
Yeah.
you just don't know. I mean, you just don't know. It's like I'll tell you a true story, Missy. This is years ago. There was a company. There was a radio show. And this is how weird it is. Just because how crazy it is that when I wrote the book, The Pirates of Manhattan, you can go to barrydykes.com. They can find out all about me. But when I the weirdest thing, when you just pursue your goals, the weirdest things happen. And my point is that I got onto this, it was radio show. It was called the Caravan to Midnight. Was it Caravan to Midnight or but anyway, it was the biggest radio show in the world
Mm.
at the time. And it was hosted by a game George Noory and John B. Wells. And they're broadcasting in 36 countries. And I got on this show, and it was really weird because it was always live, and it was only broadcast from midnight to like 6 in the morning or something like that. So I
Mm,
went on about 2 hours, about 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was so wild. I got onto the show, and I have no idea how I got on. Didn't solicit it, okay. Um, and I got onto this show, and I picked up a bunch of clients. This is 10, 12 years ago. And people are still clients of mine today, but I could know all these people all around the country just in this one show. So my point is that I had nothing to do with this, and it happened.
mm,
The magic happened. And so that's what I'm saying is that, if you work and you pursue your goals and you don't quit, you'll have a wealthy mind, and you just can never give up.
hmm.
Never give up.
And amazing things do happen. And there are lots of surprises, good surprises that can come in that space, like you're talking about. Uh, yeah, I'm a product of it myself. So what is your book about? Pirates of Manhattan. What is it about?
Well, it's actually it's about the corruption of Wall Street and the asset management industry, which essentially controls everyone's savings plans, which is and it's a very topical today. This is why this is I wrote this book 17 years ago, something like that. But it's about how a lot of the financial products which are sold to the American public, like mutual funds and ETFs and things like that, they don't work. They never will work. Now everyone's going to probably scream at me. I don't care. So, but so the thing is, we don't know what the future is going to be. We don't know. I don't know what I'm having for dinner tonight. Never mind what's going to happen next week. So the whole idea that we can predict the future, okay, is we can have a guess or best guess, but it's we really just don't know. I
Hmm.
mean, we don't know what the next Apple is going to be and the next Google is going to be, or AI is now the big thing. But we,
Hmm.
as a country, we go from one bus to another, and now it's AI, and I think there's another big bus. But my point is that a lot of this stuff is done with other people's money, the retirement savings, the 401ks. That people don't even know this. I understand this. This is why the banks don't, and the mutual fund companies don't like me, but um, I explained why mutual funds were unstable and why they don't work. And then the financial crisis came about. So it looked like Notre Dame. So I published this book before the financial crisis in 2006, 2007. Then everything erupted in 2008. So I looked like a genius.
Hmm.
And I'm no genius. I pray a lot, but I'm not any genius. I just researched the heck out of this stuff. And I
Hmm.
said, this is very unstable. And I knew there was a lot of problems in derivatives, and I knew there was problems in mortgages, um, and so then the whole thing came apart. And I said, when the only places people could safely put their money was with a life insurance company, which is actually still true to this day. So, but I was the guy who figured out that where a lot of these banks, Wells Fargo, Citibank, Bank of America, J.P. Morgan, this is all matter of public record. They all have a large portion of their own retirement accounts and their own core capital with the life insurance company. It's still true to this day, but the media still will not will acknowledge it. But in any event, by just having the passion and ability to speak the truth, so that's how it kind of took off. So this is all true, and I would testify in court on any of this stuff. But the media doesn't like it because who are the biggest advertisers in the media? You know,
Hmm.
and I've been also, Misty, you can't lose heart. I've also been thrown out of places like Bloomberg. I've been interviewed by Bloomberg in New York and been thrown out of there in a nice way.
Hey,
You
that's
know,
an accomplishment.
so which kind of so it's kind of broken my heart. But conversely, last week I was, on a Zoom with believe it or not, it was some very influential hedge fund managers and the whole thing. And they're very interested in some of my research of what's going on. So my point is that you just, whatever it is, you just got to keep going. You can't stop.
Mm-hmm. It's true. And regardless of what I believe about the financial industry or the audience believes about the financial industry, you're providing thought-provoking ideas. So if If they want to continue with their current beliefs, that's awesome. If they want to continue researching and they want to get a copy of your book and learn more, that's awesome too. So, um, it's not something that I'm an expert in. Like, that's just not my field of expertise. But this conversation is meant to make people think. Even if it doesn't change their mind, that's okay, right? Because this is a personal thing. How you believe about the financial industry and what you believe about the financial industry is a very personal thing, just like your spirituality or not. Uh, that's all very personal to every single one of us. So I appreciate how you put yourself out there with a very controversial topic, and you are willing to get the pie in the face, and you're willing to find the right people that are like, yes, we're with you. We understand you. We get you. We get it. Like, let's go together. And I think the pie in the face is a huge accomplishment too, because any of us that endeavor to do something great with our lives, we get a lot of pies in the face.
You think?
Lots,
You
lots of
think?
them.
Yeah, we do. I mean, but yeah, I mean, you know, you have to dust off your ass and get back up in there. But yeah, you do.
Mm,
You know, but it's so important. You know, and the problem, you know, it's you know, we live in a wonderful country, but you know, it's you know, it's uh, you know, say what you will, but I just want to have more entrepreneurs. We live in a good country, but uh, I have a lot of concerns today, you know, about the health.
mm,
You talk about, you know, a wealthy mind, you know, the state of, you know, the young people today, young men in particular, the suicide rates, and things like that. They really disturb me, you know,
mm,
because the deaths in fentanyl and things like that. I mean, it's you know, so so I think and they feel desperation. A lot of it's because it's financial,
hmm. Yeah,
Misty.
it's
You know,
mostly
and
mostly financial.
mostly financial, and I have the statistics. You know, most young people can't. I think, I mean, 20, 30 years ago, young people around 30 age, you know, starting a family, husband and wife, you know, they could buy a home. Now, where I live now, average home is like 1.2 million. I mean,
Hmm.
who can afford this stuff?
Hmm.
So, so I think having honesty about money is so important to everybody, and you're not going to get it
Hmm.
from the media, and you're not going to get it from the American media. You know, the best media sources really are, you know, online podcasts, things like that, and you know, the media outlets outside the country, like the Financial Times out of the UK, which is far superior to ours. I mean, it used to be pretty good, but now it's kind of propaganda.
Hmm. So let's go ahead and move on to another part of the conversation that I've been looking forward to, which is your five F's, right?
Okay.
It's all about creating that wealthy mind for ourselves because everything stops and starts in our minds. If we're going to take the majorly like victim route in life, it's in our minds. If we're going to be conquerors and overcome, that's in our minds too. Like everything is in our minds. So, on par with helping us create and maintain wealthy minds, what are your five F's?
Yeah, my five F's. Yeah, so this is what I came up with, and I believe in this now more than ever. And maybe it'll etch on my tombstone. Who knows? But the five F's are essentially, and I did just intuitively came into this, but the five F's. I bring the five F's, and these are my priority. First is my faith. Now
Mm-hmm.
I have faith in God. I'm a Christian. I read the Bible every day. I've said this on national radio, whatever. I'll tell anybody. So believe in a higher power or God. That's the most important thing in my life. And so I get, by spending time in prayer every day, I get strength. And you know, so that's a really source of strength because we all go through tough stuff, and that's where for me I get my major source of strength. And I'm disciplined like in that regard. And I think the more people are disciplined in their faith, whatever they be,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to get stronger. The second thing is family. Um, I'm blessed. I have three children, and now I actually have two granddaughters, grandchildren. So the second most important thing is family. And so what I do for my children, my grandchildren, and it's just not all about me. It's really difficult to do anything, accomplish anything, Missy, if it's just about me.
Mm,
So the more reasons I have to do something, it's not. Yeah, I want to benefit from. Yeah, but I want my family to benefit from it as well, and all the other people, as well as people who work for me and so forth, my vendors and so forth. The third thing is friends. No one does anything in this world without on their own. Sorry, you and I are, I'm able to do these podcasts and run a business and things like that because I've got friends. I mean, the women who work for me, I consider them my friends as well, or the vendors who I have, or just the people who introduce me to other things. I get to know about how this podcast service through another friend.
mm,
Life is short. So I think really the joyous the things that I remember in my life, the relationships I've had with people, you know,
hmm.
and the stuff comes and goes. Who cares? But I think so. Friendships are really important, and also I have a big fan base. So luckily, I have a fan base. Actually, you're in Colorado, and actually have a lot of fans in Colorado. I'm in the Northeast, so Northeast. I'm not very popular, but Jesus wasn't popular in his own hometown either. So whatever.
So is that number four, your fan base?
No, number four is physical fitness.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Fans and friends are kind of like the same.
Okay.
And number four is fitness. Matter of fact, I saw my primary care physician this morning. Says, "You're healthy. There's nothing wrong with you." He said, "You've actually lost
Yeah.
weight." I said, "What's wrong with that?" So the thing is that if you don't have your health, you have nothing. Who cares how much money you have, or whatever. You know,
Mm,
and, and people with all the money in the world, if they have cancer, it does make a difference. So
mm,
I think really taking, maintaining. I think you used to be a trainer or something like that, but I think so. Physical health. So for me, I mean, it's kind of I'm older now, but I always like sports. But now using the gym, I go for walks, climb mountains, and things like that. So it's really good for enduring, because life is tough on everybody, and so fitness is really a good thing. You think better, you sleep better. Um, you can have make love better, whatever. Just if you take care of yourself, you have some type of self love. So I
mm,
think usually physical fitness is some type of self love,
hmm.
and then the last thing, Misty, is finance.
All right.
Now finance is really, really important. The world goes around with it. No one can do anything without money.
Yep.
Um, but it's really important. So I think, and my point is, if you have your faith in your family and your friends in place and your fitness in place, I think then you're able to address the finances and look at it realistically. And look like how much some of this financial stuff is junk food.
Mm,
Which is like so like how our food systems have been polluted with crap. A lot of the financial systems have been polluted with crap. So it's really important to look at it holistically, but people really don't want to look at it that way. And so a lot of the things which it goes beyond this interview, but these are really, really important things. So the faith is number one, family is number two, friends is number three, you know, physical fitness number four, and then financial products. And we all need finance, so a lot of the fundamentals, learning to save versus investing. There's so much. We've gotten so far away from the fundamentals that it's hard to believe, but that's where
mm.
we are. And
Well,
yeah,
this is good. I like that you're sharing your five F's with us because it is part of having a wealthy mind. It's not just about money, it's about do you have the health to enjoy the fruits of your labor? Like,
yeah,
that's so important. And when you were talking about health, I'm all about it. Like, I love taking care of myself, and it's on my calendar every single day to do some sort of self-care, if not a couple of different forms of self-care throughout the day. That's not even including starting with meditation and ending my day with meditation. Like, I have a space where I do probably an hour and a half of stretching and meditating together
Wow.
in the evenings before I shower and crawl into bed. So, but throughout the day, I'll do fitness or I'll go and do a quick spa service just to take care of myself and make sure that I'm giving myself that me time so that my cup is full so that I can give throughout the week and, that type of situation. So all of this stuff ties into having a wealthy mind. I've had other financial experts on that identify with the old definition of wealth, which is the whole person and the whole life. It's not just about money. Somewhere along the way, we took that definition and watered it down to money. Um, Now, if we're able to allow ourselves to look at wealth holistically, are we healthy enough to enjoy it? Is our mindset in the right direction to create part of that health? What about our relationships? How are they? Are they a rich relationship? Are they disjointed? Are they toxic? Like, what's going on? So it's looking at every part of your life and how it all ties together. And I think that's so important. I really appreciate you sharing this with the audience, and we're gonna have to get wrapping up here pretty soon. But if you guys are interested in Barry's book, you can find it through his resources that he'll provide in the description. Is it on your website?
Yeah, they're all people go to barrymdike.com. And probably the next book with the Amazon, which because I'm just finishing it up. Missy, you and I, we talked prior to the program, so I've been pretty focused on doing that. It's going to be called Black Eyes for Black Rock, so it's going to be pretty controversial.
Hmm.
Um, so that one may be going on Amazon, but yeah, so it's accumulation of about 30, 40 years of research. So um, it will be fun for everybody to know what's going on.
All right. Well, you heard it here. If you guys want some controversial information and books to dive into, Barry's got them for you. So enter at your own risk.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And close the door behind you.
Well, wonderful. Thank you for being true to yourself. If we agree with you or if we don't, it doesn't matter. But thank you for
Oh,
being
good.
true to yourself. That's what it comes down to. Are we being true to ourselves? And I know that you are. So thank you for showing up as an authentic human being, regardless of what others might think.
It's all good.
Yeah, very cool. Well, any closing words for the audience?
Yeah, tell people never give up. If they have a
Yeah.
dream, if the dream, don't give up. God's put some type of mission or assignment in everyone's life, and I don't know what that is, but everyone knows they have it, and the whole thing is you can't give up, and
Mm,
you just don't give up, um, and I think that's it.
that's a
Never
good
give up.
closing message. Don't give up. Whew. Yep, I'm gonna leave that there. Thank you. That is
Thank you.
the perfect message to close on. So, Barry, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you for being a guest on our podcast. I appreciate that as well.
Thank you so much, Misty.
You're welcome. All right, you guys, if you are interested in learning more about Barry, please go to his website. The information will be in the description. And we will see you again very, very soon for another episode. And I hope it's entertaining like this one.
Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
And those of you who don't see Barry's face, he is a vibrant, gray haired man that has been on this planet for many decades and is full of life. So if you want to be full of life, you might want to listen to a little bit of what he has to say.
Thank you. Amen.
All right. I love you guys. I've probably not said that to the audience before on this podcast, but I just want to put that out there. I love our audience. Thank you for helping us make Wealthy Mind an amazing podcast that reaches people all over the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And until next time, we will see you guys soon. Thank you for tuning in to the Wealthy Mind podcast. Please be sure to download the Wealthy Mind app today and make sure to support your local Dress for Success.